Yep. Okay. So my first quick question would be, what was your experience like working for Fox Kids back in the day?
It was awesome. It was actually my very, very first job out of college. I've worked at a lot of other agencies, and I worked at PBS for a little bit before that as in a temp job. But yeah, it was actually my very first official job in the kids industry. It was great. I worked for an executive named Karen Barnes, who ended up going to Hit Entertainment, working on like Thomas the Tank Engine, a lot of huge IP properties over there at Hit Entertainment. I don't think she's involved in the industry anymore, but yeah, it was great. We launched Power Rangers and Animaniacs and a lot of amazing, iconic kids programming.
Yeah, I'm good friends with Jess Harnell, which was the voice of Wacko. I met the other two, so they're pretty nice people too.
Yeah, Jess and I know each other very well. I've directed him, and I've been on social occasions with him. He's a great guy.
Wow, that's really cool to actually find that. I might have to ask him about you then, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please ask me.
I will ask him and remind him to say that you said hi, if that's all right.
Yeah, please. You should ask him about, so all the voiceover people at that time all hung out together. They would have, like, these amazing parties. Ask him about some of the parties with, like, Reno Romano and Jonathan Cook and Kevin Richardson.
Yeah.
They're all, they all, hung out together or did similar gigs, so yeah.
Wow. I actually just got to be able to meet Jason David Frank not too long ago because I traveled to a lot of conventions. Again, I do a lot of interview work. So when I first met him, I also, very nice guy, asked me if I wanted to buy something from him, and he actually gave me a signature because I didn't have a lot of money. So
that's great.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. I'll just get to my next question. I apologize. What was your job title, basically, and what did you do? And what did it entail?
In development. So Karen Barnes was VP. I was an assistant at the time, and then moved up to coordinator and then manager. I stayed in development for a couple of years, and again, we dealt with everybody from, Hans Saban was a constant visitor all the time, pitching us Power Rangers, and I remember when they launched Power Rangers, and Margaret had promised the Fox board, because they did not like the show at all, that she would put it on for a couple of weeks, and then they would take it off. They would just give it a try, and obviously it did, huge ratings, better than Oprah, and the Fox board was very thankful of her judgment. But yeah, so I worked closely with Karen and with Margaret, and then after a couple of years, I did, promotion and marketing and sales kind of intrigued me, so I moved over to work with the executive that your friend was trying to locate. And it's funny because it's a very, the department was Bert Gould, who has passed away a couple of years ago, and his second in command was Karen Denoto. She no longer is in the industry, but I know where she is at right now. She's a school teacher in Sierra Madre. Like, we had some of the pieces of that Sega contest.
Okay.
The sales staff that actually executed that was a combination of Robin Leah, who I think still is working at Fox Kids Radio, if that still exists. I think it kind of does, or shut down recently.
Okay.
But I can get a hold of her. And then Jennifer Luke, who was also a sales executive. Both of them kind of put together the concept. And then there was one more person that did the execution that I will find the name. Her first name is Deborah. I don't remember her last name, but once I talk to Robin, I'll find out who actually executed that Sega contest. I think Robin Leah is going to have all the answers for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But then I worked for Karen doing promotion, EO, and that's how I got a chance to work with like Jess and Hank Azaria and a lot of the other voiceover folks.
Did you work with from Batman, the animated series?
Oh, yeah. I worked with Kevin Conroy. Yep. I worked on that for a couple of years as well. Yeah, that was great. And we worked with Mark Hamill quite a bit on being the voice of the Joker. So he came in, every other week to do either episodic promos, or we did theme days, we did Valentine's Day theme days, and ton of, like, it's funny, on your friend's site, they have that beadleborg promotion. I worked on that.
Oh, I remember seeing that, Younger. Yep.
Yep.
All right. So let's see. What was your favorite memory, basically, doing all this?
Definitely working with Mark. I think his creativity was just amazing. Like you'd see him, we'd have certain scripts for him, and then all of a sudden he would take it to the next level, going, "Would it be possible if I can adjust and make this line a little more evil, or make it, you know?" And actually, it's funny because working, you know, I was at the time I was more like managerial type of thing. I got a chance to write, create, but it gave me the bones and what I needed to then move on to Kids WB and just do like mind-blowing promotions with Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. You know, having that strong training by Karen Donoto and Bert really helped.
So, Dag, you're pretty much the reason that all the animes that are currently in are like the old Pokemon shows and Yu-Gi-Oh basically became famous in America, and Power Rangers.
Yep, I worked on Pokemon for 7 years. I worked on Yu-Gi-Oh for 8, and then in Pokemon, it came to us, and then what I did was I shut the entire department down, and we watched literally every English and Japanese version that was available. We played with every toy, and we played with every video game. So we knew Pokemon better than 4Kids did. We knew Pokemon better than Nintendo did. We're like, because they were like, you know, you're using this Ditto character. I'm like, no, the Ditto character does evolve. In episode 16, it evolves into this, and the toy line reflects that as well. You know, like we knew everything down to the T, and we were able to create, like, I think one of my most favorite promotions working for Yu-Gi-Oh and for Pokemon, for Yu-Gi-Oh, we wanted to, it was season 4, we wanted to create something really special to engage kids. So we said, what if we awarded a kid a way that he could battle against Yu-Gi-Oh! And so we scripted out an entire morning of, like, these promos and we went to this kid's, I think it was Spokane, Washington.
Okay.
You know, and we went there and shot all this stuff against green screen, and we edited it together, and his whole town closed down, his school closed down to watch him battle Yu-Gi-Oh! It turned out really good, and we put all the plates in and had him have his own deck of cards. I choose you, Dark Knight. So it was really great. I think the promo is somewhere online, but yeah, it was a really great promotion.
What was the promo called, if you don't mind me asking again?
I think it's
season 4.
It was like Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling something. I'll find it for you.
Okay.
You email Jay. I will find the link and I will find the promotion. So.
Okay, I would appreciate that. Wow, like this is lots of cool info, and wow. Let's just say that. I think this is the best interview ever since I did AJ Styles. Let's just say that. Getting lots of info that I've never heard or seen before doing interviews. So this is really cool. So thank you very much for your time too, first and foremost.
No problem. Yeah, and I'm like thinking back to Power Rangers was also a really amazing, really amazing time because again, Margaret, got the accolades for Ariat. And then they were like, okay, now we need some promotion behind it. So I did one of the very, very first Sword Power Ranger promos, and we did a bunch of PSAs and hosted days where we actually got to go to the set, when they were in their first season. So they're taking the Japanese, footage, and then they're basically producing half a show. So
because it's stock footage.
Exactly. They're shooting in Valencia, and the conditions, again, the budgets were very limited, so the conditions were not great, and Valencia is very hot, and everybody was very hot. But the first season was like, so with Amy Jo and Jason and all that, David Yost, they were hired because they were gymnasts as well as actors, but they were in the first, and I think part of the second season, they were asked to do their own stunts. So Amy was like pulling her out all the time. They finally had to go, okay, you got to have some stunt doubles in there because these guys can't do triple flips and they can do some stuff, but you want them, to be on their A game, acting wise. And we can't have Amy Jo out for 2 days because she pulled her, 6 vertebrae. So, but they all the cast members did. They would do anything and everything to promote the show. They were just such great troopers. Working again in a studio that sometimes had air conditioning, sometimes didn't. So.
Yeah. were you the one that made or helped the process finding the actors? Because I did ask a couple of them before, because I've met about half of the actors that made the show, and they've told me that part of the reason that they got the job was because they had a little bit of martial arts experience. Is that true?
Yep, that's 100% true.
Jason David Frank still does MMA and actually has his own dojo, so I knew that at least he was truthful about that. And they've all said that. And then I asked the actress who took over for the Yellow Ranger,
right.
And they just said it was like, we were sad, but we just kept working and we moved on basically. And it was a long process to find the Yellow Ranger, but we got it done basically, and we all worked together to get through it.
They did. Yeah, Jason David Frank was like an anomaly in that show too, because again, all the other characters, they have a huge fan base, but when he came on, and then when he in the episode, in the season that he was in, he parted ways or got killed,
In the Green Ranger.
Yeah, we had no idea how big it would be, and the calls coming into the network were so huge. Why would you do that? My kid's crying.
Oh
you got to bring back the Green Ranger. Oh my gosh! It was insane, but it was great working with him. He was his martial arts style and his acting were great in the show. Yeah.
So I have another quick question then. Did you work also on Digimon? If you worked on Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, then you had to have brought over Digimon. And if you did...
I worked on it a little bit. That was towards the end of me leaving Kids WB.
Okay.
So, yeah, but we did work on it a little bit, and then they transferred a lot of those shows to 4Kids in New York.
So did you work closely with the people that made that, and did you feel it was almost like Pokemon, since you also obviously worked on Pokemon? How did you feel about being really, really closely related to Pokemon? Because that's been like, everyone argues Pokemon's better than Digimon because they're so similar, or vice versa.
Yeah, I really didn't have anything against Digimon. And again, you look at a lot of the shows that come out of Japan, there are so many copycats that come out of that. There's like a 9 million Power Ranger shows. I think just Pokemon did it better. They also hired some really good transcreation people in New York that know story, and that's what it came down to. I remember seeing some of the original Pokemon episodes, in Japanese, and they just don't make sense at all. But these people out of New York did such a great job of seeing what they had, the assets they had, and kind of creating that great character of Ash and Professor Oak and Brock, and really making and it was voice talent too. Like, voice talent brings it together like nobody's business. Like and Kathleen McInerney, playing Ash,
which is a female. Yep.
She was such a great thing, because she brought such a great breadth of character to that thing, on top of the great writers, and I'm sure you know the Pikachu story too, right?
Well, which one?
The fact
Peekaboo?
When we launched, they couldn't find the original actress that played Pikachu.
No, I was growing up, so I did not know about that.
No, they couldn't because that's a very, very distinct voice. However, they did have almost 600 Pikachu sound bites, so we would mine those for everything from promotion to the show, like every Pika, Pika, Pika. Like, we would have to literally take that, and Pikachu doesn't say much other than Pika or Pikachu in some way, shape, or form, but yeah, we had to use that sound bank to create that character.
Wow. Let's see. Okay. We got that down. Who was I think you already said this, but who was the favorite? Who, other than Mark Hamill, then was your favorite person to work with?
Jess and Kevin Richardson are close seconds, because those guys are always amazing to have. And Jess, of course, Jess does the best William Shatner impersonation. I'm sure he's done that for you.